From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is Wake Up Weather.
Good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Kelly Rawson here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are live at 6 a.m. We have a lot to go over. We have an active week of weather ahead with some temperature changes as well as the potential for some strong storms on Wednesday across the Tennessee Valley. I will have everything you need to know about Wednesday's strong to severe storm threat as well as what you can expect heading out the door for this morning. Of course, we'll get through this morning and today, and then we will focus on tomorrow's storm threat here in this weather update. So let's go ahead and start off with what is going on right now. Live Viper Doppler radar much less active this morning compared to yesterday afternoon. All we're left with is a few leftover sprinkles into parts of Maury County. And that is pretty much all that we have going on radar this morning. I'll go ahead and put that into loop. Again, we are really just not seeing much activity at all this morning, which is certainly some good news. Spotty showers right now, spotty shower chance for the rest of this morning, afternoon, and evening. Otherwise, we will stay mostly cloudy with our cloud coverage. A few peaks of sunshine here and there. Otherwise, a rather gloomy day, but a much more calm day across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures are on the warm side this morning. We are in the low to mid 60s pretty much area wide. Savannah, the warm spot this morning at 68 degrees. Everybody else in those lower to mid 60s. So again, comfortable this morning. You may not even need a jacket out there, but again, with just a few spotty rain showers, you may grab the rain jacket just in case. But I think a lot of us are going to end up being dry for the rest of today. So we'll go ahead and talk about that here in just a moment. We're seeing just a little bit of fog, not a big widespread issue, nothing like yesterday morning. That fog was quite thick out there all across the Tennessee Valley. Just looking at some very spotty, patchy, dense fog. Maybe just give yourself 1 or 2 extra minutes in. If you do encounter that fog, just be sure to slow down just a little bit. Otherwise, not a big problem this morning. Just dealing with that cloud cover still around, some wet pavement still on the roadways, but the rain for the most part certainly out of the way, at least for the time being. Breeze out of the south in Lawrenceburg, about 11 miles an hour. Columbia again, looking at some low-hanging clouds. However, we are looking still clear in the visibility department. Again, we're just dealing with that cloud cover for this morning, making for a gloomy start to this Tuesday across the Tennessee Valley. Same story in Florence and the rest of North Alabama as seen on our Arctic Air Skycam network. Just a gloomy start to the day, and then once that sun rises, that will make light to a mostly cloudy to overcast sky, and that will be with us for the rest of today. You'll see just a few green blobs here on Futurecast for today. That's just indicative of just a spotty shower or two. Otherwise, we should be mostly dry. Get a few breaks in the clouds by late morning into the afternoon. That will warm us up into those low to mid 80s for today, with just again a few light passing showers, a breeze out of the southwest about 10 to 15 miles an hour sustained, maybe gusting up to 20 miles an hour. So a little bit breezy at times, but otherwise any sort of scattered rain and storm activity should stay well to our north for this evening and overnight, leaving us just mostly cloudy with just a few light passing showers this evening and overnight as well. Waking up Wednesday to a mostly cloudy, if not overcast sky as well, a little bit breezy out of the south-southwest. Temperatures starting off in those low to mid 60s once again, but then that will set the stage for later on the afternoon into the evening. So we'll go ahead and play it through Futurecast, get a little bit better of an idea of what we can expect with the potential for strong to severe storms by the time we get to Wednesday here in the Tennessee Valley. So again, all is calm for the morning. Will just be a little bit breezy, but any sort of rain and storm chance should hold off. We may see a few spotty showers early on, but the main show certainly going to be later on during the late afternoon to early evening. Looks to be the time frame that a lot of the models are honing in on. We'll be a little bit more specific with that timing over the next couple of forecast periods, but it looks to be late afternoon into the early evening by the time we get to your Wednesday. Again, maybe a few spotty showers, but what we're really going to be watching for is to the northwest. A line of storms will be developing and continuing to move through the Tennessee Valley. Again, like I said, we're not going to get too specific with that timing, but just note late afternoon into the early evening. With these linear storms, main threats typically are going to be damaging winds. That's what we expect heading into Wednesday afternoon and evening. Can't rule out some hail and can't rule out a low-end tornado risk either heading into Wednesday afternoon to evening. So again, we'll be watching this very closely as this line of storms moves through. We'll be watching for some breaks in the line of storms for any potential rotating storms within this line, as well as that leading edge for the potential for gusty to damaging winds. The thing about Wednesday, storm system Once that leading edge gets past you, you should be done with the severe weather threat. Now, we'll still see a lot of heavy rainfall and frequent lightning, but once that initial line gets through, the severe threat should be over, so it should be a rather quick one to get out of the way. However, it still does need to be watched very, very carefully. About 8-9 o'clock, reaching Interstate 65 and you folks east of Interstate 65. So again, timing looks to be late afternoon into the early evening, clearing from northwest to southeast. We'll be watching that line very carefully as it moves through on Wednesday all throughout the Tennessee Valley. Of course, we will be watching the radar very closely, and we will be going live with any sort of weather watches or warnings that should be issued. The good thing, like I said, it clears out pretty quickly, and then we are going to see a temperature change, and you will notice it. Temperatures will only be in the upper 30s to lower 40s for your Thursday morning as we clear out and flip our weather pattern. So again, for Wednesday, the Storm Prediction Center does have us in a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms, again with that linear type system. So we will be watching for damaging winds as the main threat. We'll also be watching for the potential for hail, and we simply cannot rule out a lower end type tornado risk for us in the Tennessee Valley. Doesn't look like that's going to be the main issue for us, but something that we certainly could see by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon into the early evening. So again, we will be watching that very closely here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. So keep checking back for updates. We will continue to update you. Like I said, the good news, that system gets out of here pretty quickly. High pressure moves in and we are calm. Yes, much cooler for your Thursday, but relatively uneventful in the weather department, at least for a few days. Friday looking mostly sunny and dry, as well as high pressure still nearby heading into Saturday. Things not looking too bad for at least the first half of the weekend. Temperatures will be on a roller coaster ride. We are certainly in spring here, or I should say in March here in the Tennessee Valley with temperature fluctuations, cold fronts. We are going to be starting to see those temperature fluctuations. We're in the 80s the next few days, and then we cool off into the mid to upper 50s. Hat warm is for your Thursday. Then we're back close to 70 degrees by Friday, into the 70s by Saturday and Sunday, and then we cool off once again with a late weekend cold front that we will be watching as well. Temperatures go from the 70s back into the lower 50s by Monday morning up next. So if you're heading up to the bus stop anytime soon, I know it's spring break for some folks here in the Tennessee Valley, but if you are still heading to school, you probably don't need the rain gear today. Again, just a few spotty showers or around, otherwise mostly cloudy this afternoon as well, with just a few spotty showers. Really not too bad of a rain chance for today. Clouds hold on, but temperatures have no problem reaching those lower 80s by this afternoon. Otherwise, not a bad day for today. Again, this is our little lull between yesterday and tomorrow with the potential for strong to severe storms by Wednesday afternoon into the evening. Again, we will continue to update you guys, get a little bit more specific with those threats and timing. Taylor Plott will be live at noon. Fred Gossage will be live at 5 with even more details. That system clears out pretty quickly after Wednesday afternoon to evening. Overnight should be relatively dry aside from maybe a lingering shower early Thursday morning, and then clouds clear out and temperatures come crashing down, again only reaching those upper 50s by Thursday afternoon, warming back up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday ahead of yet another cold front, bringing us the potential for rain and storms that we'll be watching as well. That's a look at your local weather forecast on this Tuesday morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. Again, keep checking back for updates on Wednesday's potential for strong to severe storms here in the Tennessee Valley.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.